see I am an influence. Oh my Lord. I see so many people since I've popped out on my channel just being who God made me, imitating me. And they're green light, being clear to do whatever. That's whatever I'm doing. But I'm being held back for being myself. Life is a niche here on Daily Divine Guidance 9774. Life is happening out here. I refuse to put a niche on it. I'm just going to talk about gym shoes every day. I'm going to talk about life every day. That is my niche. Okay. So, ear hustlers. I don't know why you try to ear hustle. You know, everything I say is too godly for your demonic ears. Amazing. You know, you're going to be offended. I don't know why you keep running up. Because I ain't finna stop. So basically, good morning. I'm looking at a video about Section 8. And everybody's feeling like the world is falling down that plays these games with themselves. Okay. So again, I believe Section 8 was a system for immigrants. In some cases, the folks that are already here, but people chose to move them to the swampy areas, if not to graves, because they wanted the land. And maybe the children were left, or the women that they were hunching on, or even men that might have fathered children. Men that, fathered children with maybe a woman or women. They were given Section 8 if they survived. Oh, here's housing over there. There's housing over here. We'll assist. We know you are children, offspring. We can't just throw you away because we tossed out your moms and dads' lives. So we'll just give you Section 8 and won't claim you. Now go on over there. We'll pay your rent. We'll look out for you. But then it evolved with time, naturally. Things change. You even got Section 3. I don't know what the frick that is. I keep trying to figure it out. But I believe some of these programs were originally because there were children being birthed or kept for experiments or for surveillance, whatever. Maybe to do experiments on some of these new people. May not know that and just go with the flow and carry out certain things. I'm going to say this has been on my mind and heart, but there are times here that different agencies were only set up for government experiment, government surveillance, government protection. Government is supposed to be a godly entity. God created everything here. The systems that are supposed to bring righteousness, they're supposed to bring justice, they're supposed to bring joy, supposed to bring people together of all nations. And we don't have that. We have these chaos agents that feel like they're the government. They're causing a lot of chaos in a lot of cases. We were never meant to have this. Ooh, let's fight. Let's create two teams every couple of years and let's fight over some colors that don't have anything to do with justice, has nothing to do with righteousness, nothing to do with fairness, nothing to do with the protection of all humans and human rights for all people, not just citizens, but all humans. And no, we should not have any people, regardless of race, nationality, sex, whatever, that can run rampant on top of other people's lives as if they're nothing and the others are bulldozers. Oh, you're in the way, move. I don't like your kind, move. That's not righteous. That's not justice. You know, people want to be globally influencing, but they're evil and diabolical and they like chaos. No one wants that. No one likes people that like to fight and dominate. We're not saying in certain cases, lay down and roll over and pray. There's a time when you have to be aggressive. But why is it when you want to hurt and harm someone out of greed? That's not righteous. That's not fair. There were people already here that had an establishment. People just came over, swindled, killed, moved over, eliminated, annihilated, whatever you want to call it. Groups and groups and groups of people. And then built their own agencies, their own systems, their own housing, their own everything right in the midst. And then isolated, alienated, even annihilated whole families, whole generations, whole processes that were already in place with no regards for the humans. And then again, in some cases, when it became more politically correct, oh, here's some housing, go on over there. I know we made you poor, we stole your family stuff. You wouldn't know that, kids, but we'll just give you housing. Now kids are acting out because some of them witnessed their parents being hurt. Oh, you need juvenile detention. Oh, so we need a prison system for kids that we need to watch because they know what we did. And they're trying to get justice, but those systems weren't made to bring justice to certain people. Still that way. It's Girl Boys Club, right? Is that godly? Then you got the experimental folks. Then you got the other folks that just like to carry out the justice above the local police folks that probably were set up by the KKK who freaking knows, just to protect those that were stealing and locking up the actual owners of the property. So here we are looking at, or the land, we're looking at Section 8. This was a government housing program that online says it was for veterans, immigrants, people that were coming over here that needed help, seniors, various people that needed help for rent. Now it's evolved over the years naturally, and guess who's all thrown in there at times? People that have poverty. Who was having poverty? The Black people. Why? Because their farmland 50, 60 years ago was stolen. Families were killed, poisoned, given different governing documents that said, oh, you can't use or afford this new machinery we think you need to farm. You know, you guys have just been plowing. Well, we're requiring that you need these big machines now for your cotton and things. Oh, you can't afford the machines. Oh, you can't afford the seeds and the plants and things. Oh, you can't afford the loans that are needed for you to keep up with the Joneses like us that are stealing and creating easier processes. Oh, well, looks like you can't keep your property. We'll just take it. Don't worry. And we'll put their names on things that were already documented by God to have certain people run, like farming. Don't worry about it. We got it. You can work on the farm though. So here there's people that actually own the land, now own a bank that was put in process to govern their funds, to give it out to people they liked, not preferencing people that already were here. So now they feel the need to allow other people to rent their agricultural property, which eventually meant they'll be killed off or starved out by needing a bank loan, needing better equipment, being required to have certain types of things to run their place. So now they're inconvenienced to trying to work together with other groups that had already been here. And they're steady killing them off, steady starving them out, steady pimping. What does pimping look like? You have land. You're yielding your crops without these machines, without these processes, without these bank loans. Then all of a sudden they come, swoop it all up through some agreement they gave you illegally or by force. Clear out all that food, go sell it somewhere if you keep your land. You managed, you made it. Then they pay you $5 at the end of the year. That's back in the day, 30s, 40s, 50s. Now you should have gotten 50,000, but they gave you five. Take your stuff and be like, good luck with your 10 kids and that $5 for the year. Who's surviving on $5? Not the $5 today, y'all. $5 back then in the 50s, 30s, early 1900s. It seemed like a lot, but you couldn't feed your family with it because they were now putting your food that you grew through God's good green earth in these stores. And they will hike up the prices for the people buying it. So if you only got $5 a year to feed your family, and the food was maybe a couple pennies for the year, you still weren't able to afford it because you still were forced to still have to reinvest back into your property. So a lot of people died off that way. So once all of y'all die or get sick from not being able to feed yourselves, once again they'll swoop in with something new. New process. So Section 8 became not necessarily for the people that were already here, although you find yourself there. Because your parents back in the 1900s, early 1900s, couldn't take care of the families. Unknowingly, because they had been in the name of Jesus and God. But all of a sudden, you're struggling and you're dying off. Who cares? Not the government that was created in the sight of God to bring housing and better whatever to all of the people in all of the world. It wasn't supposed to be just a segregated section called USA. It was supposed to be global. God's Bible is global. All of us belong to God. We were created to praise Him. But you got these systems that are not praising God. They're abusing people. I uploaded the video that sparked this conversation. Because again, a lot of people were not taught to read. They were not taught to do certain things because of the way they were raised in poverty. Not having food, not having housing, not having a government that cared. So yes, they found very witty ways to survive off of the government that sat on top of graves of people and families and processes that were already here. So now they're forced to get in these systems that they were locked out of creatively. They find ways for a lot of generations to have some wealth. And naturally it's considered stealing because they may not see the mental benefit, mentally see the benefits of whatever. Now, a lot of people didn't know how to read, so they didn't teach their kids how to read. There are people that don't feel like, that do feel like, I couldn't read, so I can't tell my kids to read. I couldn't do this, so I can't tell my kids to do this. That's just how they feel for various reasons. Could be slavery. Could be, no one encouraged us to read, so I'm a hater. I don't want anyone else to read. I didn't have any benefits while my kids getting all the benefits now. Okay. Some of those people died with that anger, and they didn't teach their kids a lot. So it is. They were slaves. They really are resentful that their kids get the opportunity to not be one. But, hold on now. Section 8, if you looked at it, they probably canceled all that now. Section 8 literally sent people to college for free. Some people took that bait. Section 8 had free computers, sometimes free internet. It had free childcare for you to go and get on your feet. And again, people would listen to these folks from the South, or friends of friends that was from the South, or part of the section of the area where Indians were ran after being overtaken by government into the swampy areas where there was no food, like food deserts. There was no housing or anything. But Section 8 did offer those things. And people did not take it because generations were inconvenienced. by farming issues or whatever they provided. Pecans, soybeans, whatever the agriculture was, they went from landowner to the children becoming workers in a lot of cases. That's what it is. So they didn't know how to read. So maybe they didn't know how to read these documents, but whoever did probably took full advantage. Hey, get this program. We know you can't read. They don't know. Your mom don't know how to read. Your mom was beat up by slave owners. We got this program where you can go and live forever for free. Freedom in the north. Freedom in the north. So people signed up that didn't know how to read. Their moms didn't know how to read. Their moms didn't know how to. Their dads weren't there because they were sold off and killed, most likely. Or became a buck where he was hunching all the people that didn't look like you to make kids for the lady that couldn't get her husband to stay home because he was traveling the world. And I can't find my husband. Hey, black boy, come here. And where those kids go when he comes out? Section 8. Read name naturally. And who get upset? Them traveling men's. They're like them African girls. Him ain't home. But he keeps bringing Africa here. Africa keeps having babies. Let's sell them to another part of the state that we're creating. Section 8, here we come. Immigrants, huh? And the babies that were Latinas. Nope, sorry about that. That was not a black baby. Fair skinned, pretty haired baby. Throw them over there with them Indians. Let them struggle. We don't want them in the house. We don't want them on our facility. Hey, we could sell them. Wait, we're going to need some boats. Hey, Chase, what's up? You coming to the States? No, but I'm building this thing that sits on water. Can it carry people? Not a lot. Oh, build a big one. Okay. You got all that money you stole from selling folks and trapping them. You know, it gets wild when you really go back in history and see how stuff could have happened. So now you got folks that's scared to go out and work. You got people that's scared to go out into the plantation. They want to stay in the house. Because their mamas and them had to work. Or daddy, somebody. And you say you can come to the north and live for free? That's what some people saw that as. We could migrate and have housing. And some of them never left. Their mamas had to get out there and be beat. Dads had to be killed. Because they were kings and queens where they came from. Trying to defend their freedom. You tell me I have to work for free? What? What happened? Who? Then you got folks that were born to folks that was enjoying various cultures. And now you want to sell me. To who? What? Some of them got to stay. But they got to stay in the house. But then all that went to the law that was being created. All those changes in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. All these systems just came in the 60s. Some in the 30s. I was just reading about Mr. Townsend. How he started a system. What was it? How can I forget this? SSI. Okay. And that's raggedy. It is, because it was a system not started for everybody. But as we grew and grew, using the Bible as a basis, no one's following the Bible. Nobody's bringing righteousness. Nobody's bringing justice. It's still just a system based off of the Bible with the illusion freedom for all, justice for all. It isn't. So now you have this video of all these people that are living off of Section 8 because they probably don't know how to read or comprehend. if they came from some type of abuse or theft from their family, like the land was stolen. No excuse, I'm just saying. A lot of people have the mentality of whatever their ancestors went through. So if you were brought from another country, if you were tossed into these systems that were not created for you, really, and it appears that, oh, we're helping them, but you're allowing people to milk it. You knew that that family running the 18th Street location in some of these cities were people that were thieves. And that's what you put at the front of all these businesses. Y'all do that on purpose. People from the streets. People from the streets. Women from the streets. You put them all as the head of these programs. You know what you're doing. You let them run amok for years. Churches, housing, government, link. You let all the demons sit in the front. Churches. You know, everybody knows that these women are running a mockery of God. You know that. And you still allow it. Just like YouTube now is getting ghetto in these streets. I'm talking about God, freedom, justice, and the corruption that happens to me and my children. And there's someone set up every day. Dislike, 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 dislike. I'm looking at the dislikes for no reason. Hired to be stupid, to mess up my algorithm. I could care less because you ain't messing up my angel ship. I could still get to heaven. And YouTube goes, okay, yeah, all right, it's ghetto streets over here. Somebody don't like your video, then we'll just slow you down. Sound like a ghetto West Side Chicago street scam. Wow. We don't like her, so we're not going to send people to her store. We're going to stand on the corners, tell everybody right here at these whole clubs that we run, she's on the do not shop list. Don't go in her store. So you up there, you had like 45 customers in a couple of days, which is okay. They like your stuff. They coming in. All of a sudden, nobody for 3 months. Crickets and roaches are visiting. Try to figure out what happened. First of all, you got people too far up your butt in Chicago. I always want to know if something's legitimate, which is fine. Are you running your business with all the licenses that are not needed just for people to make money and stay in your business out here? One of them systems. And not only are they trying to see if your documents are all up to place by quietly reporting to their homies that are black in the offices, that are detailed and paid to keep you on your toes, or they'll shut you down because they don't want the good people making the money. So it's the prostitutes and pimps right out of jail. So it's the drug dealers. They can go do business for years and years and years. And somewhere in there, in some cases, these people get shut down if you're not in a certain group, then paid a certain cop. Then they come and bust you down. As long as you pay your dues, Al Capone style, then you're in a club of debauchery. As long as the police department can get some funds with the off duties or something, or the fire department got you on the alarm system a certain way, you can stay in business. You can do a lot of business. But just want to go straight and narrow and just do the right thing, boy, the cops going to be there every day looking for something. You're going to have the people in the state office looking for something. You're going to have the people that's on foot eyeballing your customers and clients and how many come in and what they're doing and is it legit. Are you selling what you said you're selling? No. But other folks don't get no type of attention as long as you serve the community on that dirty side. What does that mean? Taking bribes, paying bribes. Okay. Big stupid machine. Stupid machine. This is not God. That people that are not doing the right thing get to prosper, have good time in business, sit up real early, and just lay back. Then people that actually out here trying to do the right thing, they get sent out to the water, them and their kids. But that's justice. Now, I'm not justifying why people do Section 8 wrong. Maybe they don't know no better and they just got the mentality of, we don't have any other options, so let's just work it best we know how. But again, Section 8 had a whole bunch of free programs for people to go back to school. They were scared to go out and work because they thought they would lose their benefits. Nobody stopped you guys from working. You get so much a month. They want you to go and explore, starting a business, finding a wealthy, healthy man. Not a criminal, a healthy, wealthy man. You have a free thing. All you have to do is put yourself through school. In some cases, the rent that you guys have paid, you could have taken that and flipped yourself into a landlord. But by the time you could do that after 2 years, maybe, you all are so ghetto, so broken down by the system and these men and these processes that the criminals want to come and hang with y'all because they feel you all aren't mentally capable of doing anything better, or they dumb you down where you can't. And guess who helps? The government with these experiments. They send these guys in to play with y'all, put cameras in your house, all kinds of stuff. And y'all never pay attention because they figured these are the people we're going to experiment on. So we're going to send guys towards them that have criminal records. In some cases, they're paid to do that. We're going to cause them some issues, make life hard. And then we're going to pretend that they did something wrong. Because we got these guys plugged into their lives as an experiment to watch the crime, the big booty girls, because we ain't going to go to them directly. Hey, we can sell these people on video. See there? So they got your friends now all set up doing it. Black people catch on. Now they want to do it with their $72,000 a year. Maybe panning out to $50,000. But still a lot if you're not a demon that likes to shop, steal, kill, and greedy. So say these people start to invest in little cameras where they can record folks. And some of these people live and work in the system. Now they're teaching their cousins and nephews and some of the inmates, hey, I'll let you out on parole if you go and set up these cameras. Who's watching? The criminals, the black folks. Oh, I can set a camera up? Yeah. So now some of them got the jobs inside. Raise their kids to just get this job. The crazy buck. Now crazy buck knows, oh, we got 2 incomes in the house. We need to invest in some cameras. I need you to put them in your girlfriend's houses and tell your friends I'll pay them money to set up cameras. These women don't know. Section 8, they're there for 5, 16 years, right? Cameras up their butt. Bathroom, shower head, sink, mirrors. Who's helping? Management. Put some cameras in there. Or we can put mirrors in with cameras. Or we can make it real attractive. We can fix it up. If I can make $50,000 a year off this one unit, of course. Murders happen in these apartments. And who stops it? Not law enforcement. They're being entertained by the storyline. I ain't calling no names. I ain't say what state or country. I said there are certain housing programs that are set up for entertainment centers. Sex, drugs. Now, it gets even funner when the cops want to get involved. And no one's stopping it and everybody knows. And then the FBI people. And sometimes the CIA. But the effery doesn't stop there. Check it out. Okay, I need to stop because it's doing too much. Oh, Father God, good morning. Thank you. Help us, please. Is there justice anywhere in this? that the FBI, CIA, and the local cops can know that you're being surveillance, and that's why when you call, you can't get no answer. They're making so much money off of you and being so entertained. Why you put on those pretty outfits for those boys that ain't supposed to be in your house? Some undercovers. Supposed to be doing an investigation, but they're busy being entertained by you feeling like you're some video vixen. You don't even know you're on camera some cases. Some of them might play both sides, the boys in the hood. Because why you got a convicted felon in your house? And nobody notices. You don't think government knows. They know. But they make so much money off y'all foolishness. The fights, the games of y'all pretending don't nobody know. They know it's not hard for them to sit outside your house and look at Buckaroo coming in and out, Buck Boy. Yeah. Because Buck Boy sleeping with somebody else. You know, the people that's supposed to be surveilling you. But because he's on parole, and the parole officer had him inside getting a hunch in, now that he's out, that hunch monkey still got him on parole. As long as you meet me at 5 at the hotel, XYZ 1 to 3, your record won't be known. Your identity won't be shown. They know these boys going in and out these houses. It's not hard to see them going in and out. They don't work. That these women, all they have to do is report that there's a man in the house. But they know these guys are most times felons. Why are the guys felons? Why do you want him in your life? Who's sending them into your life? Is it a cousin or an official that knows her nephew or cousin needs a place to stay? And you're dumb enough to do it? When all they have to do is give him some funds to go to a halfway house or create a program where these men have somewhere to go and maybe find work. Not just a halfway house. Why are they being treated so poorly? They can actually get housing, which is what I was working on, but they rather kill me and take the idea themselves. Who's they? Okay. When people come out of jail, they worry so hard about being homeless. I don't know why. They know they got a hole they can go stay with. Okay. I don't know why they be so adamant about, I want her nowhere to go. Because in childhood, these fools were probably a part of the group that come from other states with the promise. You know, the moms, uncles, families that were told, oh, go to Chicago. Oh, go to Houston. Go to whatever cities that had high hopes for the people in the North from the South. Good jobs, good housing. And you get there, and once again, it's a nightmare. Because you're not an immigrant per se. You're not necessarily a veteran. You're just a single mom. They don't have housing for you. But they create these little situations where you can, for a little bit of money, go and quote unquote lay up on the government. And you fall for it. You don't go to school. You don't get a job. You don't find a good man that actually has a good job. Because they're all trained to think you're begging if you don't have a job and you say you need help. Some of them don't know what women are for, but it feels good. So they don't really take on a family. If you got kids from the South coming up here, they got to play the city slick game. All I need is a nice car and a couple clothes, bat my green and blue eyes, and I'm black and light skinned with little hair. And say I got some property, and these girls gonna fall for me. You ain't even in the good intentions to have a girl or woman. Say you're in your 40s, you from the South, Alabama or something, you city slicking. You don't learn the ropes of Chicago pimping. So you come up here and you just thinking, I'm gonna trick them with a car and a job. These women think, oh, I got this one kid. I'm young. I'm used to dancing in a chicken shack. I know how to shake my butt. Oh, Chicago's a different beast. So she finds herself competing with them things in the hotel that know all the tricks. You just off the turnip truck from the south. And these things already got a lockdown, got men on call, and they name it black books before they have Facebook. My little black book. Where do you think that come from? Because the little notebook them men had all them names in. Go to the payphone. Hey, Rita. You know I met at the hotel hostess around phone? Dang. She lives there. And them other things. Keep having kids. But he see the little city girl that can get Section 8. He already got apartment buildings and things, so he say. So why he out here with these girls? Because he's what? Having fun in a big city. Got that Jezebel on him. But he want a good girl. So he's that little city girl, with the little southern girl. Come up here with that one baby. And she don't know much about the city. She try to throw her little self around a little bit. But she ain't like these city things, which is kind of appealing to these little city slickers. Oh, she seems like she could Section 8. She can get me out of my Jezebel state a little bit. I could go lay up on her. Could have a business, a car, and everything. He looking for little Susie with the little Section 8. Why? Because reading them in that hotel got customers. This one ain't got no customers yet. She keeps sitting around the city though. She gonna be on this road too. These folks crazy up here. Oh Lord. So reading them can't get no Section 8. Or maybe they got it. I don't freaking know. All I know is they got customers. Little mama from the South ain't got no customers yet. So she might be a good candidate. Just gotta get her some housing. Am I gonna give her housing as a city slicker? No. But I hope she find it. So she finds it. Free housing. Gets on it. Throws her now kids by city slick up in her. He trying to move in. See that? He ain't no bad dude. All they had to do is put him on a lease. They didn't do that. So now he think he gotta hide. Because that was the rumor. Can't have no maid, no Section 8. So just saying, oh, city slicker had a job. Oh, so you can't report that. Because then they'd be like, well, we were paying this $1,000. Y'all gotta pay $600. Oops, upside your head, they'll never know. We'll just hide them. Dun, 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 dun. We'll just hide them. And they will never know. They know. They know. Y'all having sex. They know y'all having kids and everything. They know. Your landlord might not know. But the city knows. They know. So this goes on for years and years and years and years. Again, Section 8 had free school, free after school programs recently. Summer programs for the kids that were free. That is all for you to go to school. Go to school. You can even go to work if they got after school programs and weekend programs and summer programs. There was no reason for you not to go to school and do better. There was no reason for you not to go after 2 years and get your own building. That was all in the contract. That was all in the benefits that you not only had, it wasn't free, but that you had housing through the government. But they put in so many processes for you and your children to succeed and go beyond what they were doing. And yes, it was switched to you. They're not babysitters. Once you get to a certain amount, yes, you would, I won't say age out, but you wouldn't qualify. But if you have a good job making $24,000 a year, $16,000 a year, even $50,000 a year, did you need them? You would get to a better housing. And again, there is an account with you guys that have Section 8 and various entities. Like say if someone stole your identity and started a bunch of programs that linked to housing, like what may have happened to me. There is a big account that keeps money of the rents that you're paying, okay, or that are paid to you, where you can buy property and become the landlord. Now keep in mind, that's another game. The county owns your stuff, although you're supposed to own stuff outright. Don't pay your taxes. Don't pay something. There will be someone to come and say, hey, bucko, you can stay in it if you like, but it's going to switch from ownership to rent or mortgage. No one ever owns anything out here in this garbage can. It's all recyclable anyway. Just enjoy where you live, do your best. But they did offer benefits to these people. They did. A lot of them. But they were so afraid to leave the plantation, the inside house. They were scared. Because there's so many people that don't read. They just didn't read. They weren't interested. They wanted Prada on the government. They wanted Gucci on the government. They wanted Ding-a-ling on the government. They wanted Cooch on the government. It never said men couldn't apply. You tell a man to apply, he'll be looking like, excuse me, you can't pay him to apply. You cannot. I don't know if it was pride and ego, or they just figured they have enough inches with a bee in their family that they hunch on. I don't know. It's like, well, I do it for free. And it's like, but you're hiding your junk. You can't let people know where your stuff at. You gotta hide everything. And some of these men are just as bougie as the broads. Because if she paying $10 for rent and he got a good job or half decent job, she thinks she rich. She think he's a boss. Stupid. All you gotta do is go get a chain in the car. And these dummies be like, ooh, hey, we're gonna fight for him. He's rich. Oh my God, the boy be a dumpster diver. And they be thinking, because he put a chain on, got a car from somebody, that he balling, that he could have did for himself. But again, some of these people are straight out the psych ward from experiments. Mamas were experimented on. Grandmama was experimented on, being poked and prodded and made crazy and dumbed down where they can't take care of the kids by government. Then y'all judging these women. They tried me and my kids. I don't know how my kids are doing. Somebody do. But they tried. Right now I'm hurting holding the phone because of some stuff they've been doing. My knee is still being popped and exercised as I lay here while I keep adjusting myself because it's hard to hold the phone. Anything I buy for convenience, like a headset or headphones so that I can speak to you guys, the ring light taken, and I'm going to say it's by government. Somebody feels they have full access to everything I do, and they work in the government. They could have hired your crazy aunt, your daddy's folks, your daddy's friends, some psych ward patient that needs a jacket. They got no type of boundaries. It was given clearance to keep it up on you. You know, the BBL camera. Somebody saw you at a BBL, and somebody in the government been making money off your big butt. You don't even know it. Or you started to wake up from the experiments and games, and God was like, this is not justice. You don't belong in this group. You and your kids. Somebody who said, oh, well, we don't regard God. We'll just cause you problems. You don't do what we say. We snatch everything. I work hard for my stuff and my children. They played a game that's diabolical, and God is mad. I'm not upset with the changes of government. F them. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about the changes. I don't see faces. I don't see agendas. I don't see politics. And it might be inconveniencing a whole bunch of people. Ask me. It needs to be dismantled. It's not being dismantled. It needs to be taken down. It's not being taken down. It needs to be changed. Same damn thing. No one should have a right to come into your life and cause so much havoc and pain and loss to you and your children, and you're not bothering anybody. That's not justice. Oh, you don't tell us what you're not, your name ain't government, stupid. People think because there's a lot of numbers that they got a lot of power. And that can be true to some extent. But when you cross God boundaries, you can cause a whole generational rift in your own life. Which brings me to the government was not designed to abuse people unjustly. It was not designed for people to feel like, I got the power. No, stupid. Not to harm people. Innocent people, no. Okay. And it shouldn't be that you can make somebody guilty either. Is that fair? To claim that people have cases that they don't have, all of the. I'm feeling like I'm sitting in a courtroom. I'm seeing papers being shifted, moved around from different agencies. And it's being layered up, like put in order. Like where there was chaos, there's some things being lined up real nice. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it because God is jumping inside these rooms, these spaces, these governments. And it ain't got nothing to do with politics per se, although he's using that vehicle. It ain't got nothing to do with the colors of the skin or the parties. Now, somebody might say, no, this is being dismissed and messed up. I suggest y'all go and pray. Stop jumping online, getting taken out by various people. You just need to pray. You ain't got to be vocal about what you believe because God don't care. Some of y'all marching on the wrong side. I ain't got nothing to do with politics. Right is right. This stuff needs to be changed so that people don't feel like they got to be out here hustling and lying and cheating just to get housing. I need housing. Me and my children needed it for a long time and never got it. For over 10 years. They're waiting for me to turn 65 to give it to me. I want to be on it for 2 years because they're not going to need me no more. On the camera, on the stage. Right now, there's cameras in here watching my every bend over, my every eye wink to go to sleep, my every move, every conversation. There's somebody watching. God is watching. That's why I ain't worried. I'm going to do mine. I'm free. So if you feel the retarded need to be watching me and setting people up to watch me over a man that don't want you, that works in government, or over something personal that your mentally retarded mind can't conceive, like reality, that's not my beef. But God is my justice and my refuge. God is my rescue story. Whatever that looks like, that's between me and him. There's nothing you can do about it. So my point is, people, there is a lot of corruption. Not just to the people that they allowed to do this to and watch for 20 years as an experiment. They knew what was going on. They knew these guys were in and out these houses. They knew these women had lied on their documents. They're the ones orchestrating. Who's they? Just some crooked folks in their head. It was a game. They wanted to see how these people were going to survive. They were entertained by the activity in some of these spots. They know. They're watching. And then they sent out their little law enforcement team, the other actors, to come and watch and see and lock all the black people. They knew they were making things hard for these people. And that was their creative way of dealing with it. Experiment gone wrong for the people that got caught. But the people that caused the chaos, entertainment. If you know that people need housing, why are you making it so hard with these number games? Why are you not educating these people on how to get out? See, I come to bring light. I just left a brothel full of girls that thought this old man was rich because he was playing games. I saw him switch from poor bum to rich bum. I saw it. His mind didn't change. His game changed. His hair changed. His face changed. His car changed. His game changed. He didn't change. I knew that. But he was hoping I shut up. Because to him, in his, I'm not going to say retarded, but in the way he thinks, he figured he can get better, I won't say hoes, better victims. Because in his head, he didn't want to work. He come from that background where it was Chicago pimping. He had been abused and beat up by government and different processes and different games that they play out here with the black men. He gotten caught up in the 90s and had some background. Good old thief, because his parents were too young to provide. The government didn't care. Nobody stepped in to help this little girl. Denied. Maybe she was an experiment. No one helped her. And if she got help, she didn't know how to take it because the people around her encouraged her to stay in the city slicking. So her and her kids didn't get help. They stayed out in the streets and learned some bad habits. Hello, Camille. Hi. And there you have it. People that learn how to city slick. And they're under surveillance. And at the right time, when it's needed, show's over. We got a new crew. Pull the plug. Everybody go to jail. If you guys follow the Bible, it'll tell you that God is a provider. It's not easy. But even in the midst of the circus, God is able to bring justice. He's able to bring provision. He's able to bring blessings. So it's sad seeing people on Section 8 and SNAP feeling like it's the end of the world when it's the beginning of them exploring life. And trust, they're still going to put cameras on y'all to follow you around. Because some of y'all going to be in jail. They're going to still be watching, still surveilling, seeing how you're surviving. And that leaves your kids in what? Foster care. That's it. And all y'all had to do is read your directions. That's the game. All you had to do is see Section 8 that school programs. I don't know if it's legit or not, but you could have taken, after 2 years, they put your rent payments into a bank account. And that bank account is set up for you to take it and put it towards investing in property. You could have been a landlord to your own property. You could have found the property that they approved. Then the owner, have those people pay you rent, and how it goes into a different type of account. They would have shown you how to do that. They would have shown you how to do it. Again, they have a goal for you guys. You don't have to just get on there and look stupid. Well, I don't know what to do. You could literally, after I heard 2 years at the time, after 2 years, you take the payments, you qualify for a mortgage. They will pay it for you. You paid it in, and you buy property. But see, they're telling you not to listen to me. You could have bought a property, been the landlord and owner, taken the rent that you're making, pay your mortgage, pay your bills, and then you could have invested into another property. But you all listening to all the other folks that's sneaking criminals in, laying up, having fun, trying to get Prada. You could have actually had Prada if you had went and bought those properties, but you didn't read your instructions. You missed it. Maybe they didn't give it to you because they figured Lil Susie at the front desk that made you pay $1,800 for your rent application didn't explain that to you. Just took her $1,800 and went on. I knew that, and that's why they didn't give it to me, because I would have owned a lot of land. Shoot, I did this 2014. Baby, and I would have been teaching y'all how to get in here and then grow your own properties. They didn't want me in there. They didn't want Susie paying for selling applications. at the Housing Authority office. She wants to see you and your boyfriend off the street, you know, the one that rapes kids and beat them. And you still let them live there, cause you chaos on the cameras. The people are watching. For entertainment, making a lot of money. Seeing Bruce and them come in the house. And Jody Wody through the back door when Bruce at work. His little $2 job. Talking about him, hold on. Shot calling. And y'all believe it. Ever the case, guys, if you do the right thing the way the Bible said it, you may have hardships, but you know God is on your side. That in this lifetime, God will bring you justice. So I'm going to suggest, just a suggestion, you got to listen to me, nobody ever does. Try the right thing. Read your instructions on these various programs you get into. See what the benefits are. Ask questions. There are benefits that maybe you don't care or know about, or you're afraid to try. At least learn about them. I don't have nobody to watch my child. It said they have after school care. So if you're going to school, just say, or work, and just say you get out at 6 and your kids get out at 2, 3. They had after school program for free. Well, how much y'all gonna get that? Maybe you should start a business where these kids are transported to these programs. So there's a government program called SAM.gov. On this site, you start a business. And the government is set up with us providing services. So here's the kicker. If you are a hairstylist, I don't know where that fits in. Maybe in Morts, I don't know. If you are a person that sells products in your store, like paper, paint, pens, smocks, nursing uniforms, whatever. The government doesn't provide themselves that. So when you guys go to these offices, most likely vendors, which should be us, they don't have providers. They don't have vendors. They don't have people. The government is looking for us as citizens to provide the services. There is no middleman. There is no one providing except for the people that know about these contracts. So if you go into a welfare office and the chairs are outdated, the heating's outdated, the offices are raggedy, it's because no one's fulfilling those needs. It's our job to provide. So while you guys are sitting in your houses on Section 8, you can get on SAM.gov and explore and ask questions and call to say, what do I need to do this? They can walk you through the steps. I learned it on my own. And I literally had a real estate company. And I started looking on the sites at the different contracts. Now, some of this junk look like some BS. You'll be amazed at what you're looking at. You'll be like, what? But it's doable. Some people simply need some pens in their offices. Once you sign up and do everything and get qualified for all these different things, you are now a provider for the government. And you get big contracts to fulfill their needs. So while you're fulfilling these men's fantasies illegally, getting that little chump change, you can be in your house on SAM.gov and a few other sites, learning how to provide services to the government. Yeah, they're crooked, but still, this is a different level. It can be risky. Nothing comes out of your pocket, per se. They're going to probably start, once y'all start making a plethora run to the thing, well, you got to start doing this and doing that, but it's really, from what I get, absolutely free. What you're doing is connecting the government requesters to providers, and you get the contract to fulfill that need, which is something I've been trying to do with real estate. But someone blocked it because it's like, they think I'm their experiment. They think I'm their toy. And they probably don't want a smart black multi-racial person doing this stuff because they figure better on the camera is a BBL person. Well, God owns all of it, baby. You can still get to heaven despite all their little antics, whether it's one or a million people against you. They can never be more than God for you. Absolutely not. You can still get to heaven. So don't be discouraged out here when it seems like a nightmare every which way you turn. God has a beautiful plethora of blessings for you. Okay? Keep going. Keep doing the right thing. Keep exploring righteous options. The government doesn't belong to the heathens. It was for righteousness' sake, to be nice to nations. I don't know where these heathens got the idea that hurting, harming, and denying people is the way. I don't know. But we're going to keep building for the kingdom. We're going to keep bringing out our ideas. We're going to keep putting it out there in the world so that we can achieve world peace. It's up to us. Praise the Lord. You guys be blessed. Any questions, comments, criticisms? I'm open. Treat people how you want to be treated.